and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to Syndicate Championship Wrestling's hottest event of the year, Malice in Wonderland. I am your hostess with the mostest, Shaggy Black, and I'm here in the building to give you guys one of the greatest events that we can put on in the year of 2023. And to even start that, we are going to start off hot with the first match of the evening, being for the SCW World Championship, as Psebastian defends his title in a triple threat match against the Versace Poppy himself, Aiden Alexander, and the returning super tough Dr. STD himself, Dr. Antonio Hurtt. You do not want to miss this, folks. This match is up next, and we're heading to the ring right now. Aiden Alexander, after coming off of a loss on our last week's episode of SCW Showdown, is trying to leave tonight as the SCW World Wrestling Champion. This match was supposed to be one-on-one, but we had an uninvited guest after last week's show. So it's just very odd to see this, but the cards are stacked against the champ.
And introducing the challenger from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 248 pounds, Dr. Antonio Hurtt.
The returning Dr. Antonio Hurtt looks to have an upgrade since we last saw him last weekend, calling himself the Death Adder Life Subtractor here in SCW. Antonio Hurtt had a hell of a 2022. His debut in SCW took the world by storm. But the one thing that he wasn't able to do last year, could he do this year? Could he actually win gold here in SCW? This man made his return after winning the SCW Ascension Ladder match, which guaranteed you a shot at the SCW World Wrestling Championship at Malice in Wonderland, but injuries had set him aside, and now it looks like he's back to claim what he thinks is rightfully his. And boy, oh boy, does he have a test, because I gotta think the champ isn't gonna give up easy.
And introducing the champion, representing the Old Gods from Athens, Greece, weighing in at 225 pounds. He is the World Wrestling Champion, Psebastian.
The Vibe God himself, Psebastian, coming down in the ring with both the World Wrestling Championship and the World Tag Team Championship that he just won with Golden Joe West a few weeks ago from the Nightmare Connection. Look at him, dripped in gold here, and I think he wants to stay that way by the end of tonight's show. This man has got this card stacked up against him. One man he's already beat, and another man he hasn't had an opportunity to face yet. So that is going to be the wild card here, folks. I personally think that Dr. Antonio Hurtt could be the absolute menace in this match that he has been in 2022, because he is an unknown. Psebastian doesn't know what he's up against when he's going up against Dr. Hurtt, but this is a triple threat match. The champion doesn't have to be pinned to lose his belt. Can Psebastian survive here and leave with the World Wrestling Championship? And there you see it, big gold right there. Ref propping that beast up. Could we have a new champion at the end of the night? Or will the champ retain as all three men are ready to put on a fight? And here we go, folks. I'm going to try to call this match as good as I can. And with all the action, and Dr. Antonio Hurtt going after it, but gets hit with a German and a lariat. And Psebastian taking out the legs of Alexander. And Alexander and Dr. Hurtt have got to do something to keep Psebastian down, because again, Psebastian doesn't have to be pinned to lose that title. Psebastian just has to pin one of these men. Jesus Christ, what a stomp from Aiden. One of these men had to leave with a pinfall to become champ, and Psebastian does not have to eat said pin to lose that title. Gotta think of where his focus will be this evening to try and keep that belt around his waist, as he's got two men eyeing on him. And Psebastian, what the hell, early? Oh my God. Set it up, clothesline from Mount Olympus. We got a pinfall early. One, no, not even a one count. The ref couldn't even get in position. And what's this? Aiden, red carpet to Psebastian. Red carpet to Psebastian, we got a pinfall. 1, 2, kick out at 2. Psebastian kicks out at 2.99999, and I thought we had a new champ already early going. As you see Psebastian rolling out of the ring at the attack, and what is this? Oh my God! Springboard corkscrew diver delivered from Aiden to the outside, and Dr. Hurtt bringing in a table to this. Oh my God! Bringing in a table. Again, I told you, this man is the wild card here. After being away from SCW for months, even during our break, he was a brutal ladder match at SCW's this Ascension. And Dr. Antonio Hurtt looks to, oh my God, what a snake eyes. Antonio Hurtt looks to have come up from this. And what an attack from Psebastian. Antonio Hurtt gets his wounds. And now we got a pin. Roll up by Antonio Hurtt. And Aiden kicks that up, breaks that up. DDT delivered. Again, thank you all for watching Malice in Wonderland, our first event of the evening. And as you know, speaking of events, the main event of the evening will be a fatal 4-way title eliminator to determine who will become SCW's first ever women's world champion, as Quinn Ventura takes on Lisa Valentine, takes on EVE, and Violet Tiger. That match is our main event of the evening, and I can't wait, because obviously we're going to have someone will make history tonight. And speaking of history, Aiden looks to might meet his maker in the corner. Snake eyes delivered from the Dr. Antonio Hurtt. Again, a lot of changes with Dr. Antonio Hurtt rocking that Waffle House sleeve. He states that he actually went away and had some type of sage-like training in the warehouse. But speaking of which, Psebastian just takes a chair to the returning Dr. Antonio Hurtt. Psebastian showing the young man that it is about what an uppercut, European uppercut delivered to the champion. And again, Dr. Antonio Hurtt saying he, instead of going for enlightenment in other places, he actually visit Waffle House and learned how to dedicate his craft there. What a super kick from Aiden. Dedicate his craft to being better, and so far it's not working for him, as he just eats a super kick. And Psebastian and Aiden back in the ring, but now Dr. Antonio Hurtt back in. Both these men, Aiden and Dr. Antonio Hurtt, looking to become SCW champions, but Psebastian looking to keep that gold around his waist. And my goodness, will he be able to do it, folks? Because tonight it looks like the cards are stacked against our champion. Dr. Antonio Hurtt had a leg hold applied, and it was for naught as Aiden looks to break it up. And Aiden, oh, snapdragon suplex. He's got a pin. 1, 2, kick out at 2. Thought Aiden was gonna steal this as Psebastian's on the outside. And now Aiden's rolled on the outside, and Aiden's got a bat. Aiden takes the bat to Psebastian. They say they used to call me Crazy Joe, but now they call me Batman, as Aiden out here swinging for the fences. And all 3 men are now on the outside. And both Psebastian and Aiden toiling back. And it looks like Psebastian's made his way over, giving the hands to Dr. Hurtt. And Dr. Hurtt might have seen it. And a lariat delivered from Psebastian. Psebastian, with the odds may be against him, but he is holding his own against both these men. Another lariat delivered. Psebastian, and looks like Aiden rolled out of the ring. Aiden getting some space between him and Psebastian, and throws Psebastian into the barricade. And just Psebastian fighting back, and all 3 men are now fighting. The doctor, gets his leg taken out against his troubles. Oh my God, what a maneuver from Aiden Alexander. Of course, A-lister himself gonna be flashy no matter what it takes. But again, what the doctor is doing, Antonio Hurtt with another leg lock. Leg lock applied, but you can't win, you can't get a tap out. It doesn't matter on the outside. If Aiden taps, Antonio Hurt's not gonna win the match. And Sebastian wisely lets Dr. Antonio Hurtt apply that leg lock and not break it up. And Aiden going right after Psebastian. Got another suplex on the outside. Jeez. That ground is unforgiving, folks. You got to realize that is virtual concrete under that virtual padding. And Aiden just with a Luthez press taking over. All 3 men still fighting on the outside. And this is our first match of the evening, folks. We got a lot more to come. As Aiden gets German suplexed on the outside for his troubles. And now, Antonio Hurtt still being tossed aside in this match. Psebastian fighting off both competitors. And Aiden just throwing Psebastian into the barricade. And it looks like Aiden's got the momentum in his side now. But no, Dr. Hurtt just throws Aiden back on the ground. And what pandemonium of a first match. All 3 men have no quit in them. But only one of these men can have that dog in them. And it's looking like it may be the doctor. It's Doctor, oh my God. He's just tossing Psebastian around like it's nothing. On the outside, one of these men has got to get back in the ring, you would think. And Psebastian counters both. Headbutt to both. And Psebastian, oh my God. All this violence on the outside, man. Aiden wisely gets back in the ring. And Aiden just to get back in the ring, only to get back to the outside. Again, in triple threat match, there's no countouts, there's no disqualifications. Anything goes but pin and it's like you can win by pinfall and submission only in the ring, not outside, folks. Psebastian looks like he remembers that, throws Aiden back into the ring. And it's just him and Antonio Hurtt on the outside. Dr. Antonio Hurtt, excuse me, red carpet. Oh my God, Aiden, red carpet delivered to Antonio Hurtt as soon as he gets back into the ring. And Psebastian gets Aiden, German suplex on the table. Aiden rolls out of the ring. Holy shit. 1, 2, 3, your winner and still SCW champion, Psebastian. He steals it away from Aiden, my goodness. What an opening contest. Aiden hits Antonio Hurtt with the red carpet, but it's Psebastian who comes out on top, pinning the doctor and leaving as still champ.
Here is your winner, and still World Wrestling Champion,
Psebastian proves that he has what it takes to still be champ no matter who's in front of him. And folks, what a hell of an opening contest, man. What an opening contest. Holy mother. And we still got more coming. Our next match of the evening is a Philly street fight between two foes here. One of the new blood and one from the old, as the main event himself, primetime James Lee, goes up against the Timb God, J Omega. That match is up next, and let's head down to the ring. Primetime James Lee coming down to the ring again to face a guy that he claims he's already beaten and added to his list of old heads that he's taken out. And that would be obviously his opponent this evening, J Omega. And these two men have been going at it ever since James Lee defeated James Omega weeks ago here on SCW Showdown, and James Lee is just adding to those list of old heads, of people that he needs to beat, like Joe West, like Kevin Youngblood, and now added to that list, it's going to be J Omega. But J Omega calling James Lee the chatty baboon, as he would say. He is not going to be considered anything else. He's just gonna come out here to beat James Lee's ass, and I for one am looking forward to it. J Omega coming down in what probably is going to be one of his critiques, his best matches, in my personal opinion. In a street fight, anything goes. Pinfalls count anywhere. So these two men can just straight up fight. I don't think any wrestling is going to happen in this match whatsoever. As you see J Omega straight focused in trying to correct his mistake that he calls James Lee. And it was in Father's Day this past week. He's looking to father some sons here, and James Lee is on that list. But I gotta tell you, J Omega might have met his match, because honestly, James Lee, say what you will about him, has that talent to put him in the upper echelons of SCW wrestlers. And I'm talking about history, folks. I hadn't seen anybody this exciting in a long time, since probably Kevin Youngblood. And these two are going to guarantee to put on a match for you today that's just not even gonna be just a match, folks. It's just gonna be violence, straight violence, and that is why we are having a Philly street fight here, folks. Because obviously, there's no reckless abandon. No one cares. James Lee is just looking to survive against J Omega, and the ref ringing the bell, and here we go. James Lee runs up and oh my God! J Omega just throws him over his shoulder. This is what I'm talking about. James Lee is trying to come out hot, and J Omega just ends that. Omega not with the games, as Omega looking to keep that momentum on his side, and these two keep battling back. James tossing, look, drop kicking J Omega out of the ring, and what's this? Lee on the top rope waiting for Omega to stand up. And Lee, Meteora to the outside. And we got a pinfall on the outside. The ref is running. Count of one. A little too early in my opinion. But James Lee's looking for any and all opportunities to end J Omega and to retire him. And J Omega doesn't have the Timbs on. But looking like James Lee's going for a roll-up. We got a pinfall. One. Not even, still, you got to do a little bit more to keep Omega down. And Omega going for a roll-up of his own. One. Wow. And Omega and Lee trading roll-ups here. This is not how I thought this match was going to go, but J Omega's about to change that because this is exactly how I thought this match would go. And there is a ladder, folks. J Omega has brought in a ladder into the ring, and James Lee just tosses J Omega right back out. J Omega looking to cause pain and suffering to James Lee, and James Lee not having any of that. James, oh my God, what a punch. And it looks like J Omega dodges it. Speaking of punches, Jay throwing all those. And Omega breaking out of Lee's attacks, and Lee throwing Omega back into the ring. And again, and look at this. James Lee, oh my God! Suicide dive, and James Lee was taking off everything off our announce table to possibly set it up for an attack, and J Omega just suicide dove and hit him into the announcing table. Oh my God! Judo throw by J Omega, and J Omega's got that Kimura locked in. James Lee looking to break out of that. That is something that he does not want to be in. I guarantee you, folks. Wants to avoid any and all of those arm attacks, because J Omega does have that has that arm bar that he calls the cross country. But we got a pinfall on the outside. Kick out at 2. James Lee setting up. What's he got? What's he doing? Oh! Is that a GTS? He went for a GTS on the outside. 1, 2. Kick out at 2. Again, I fully expect these two to beat the unholy hell out of each other. Someone is going to leave this match bloody and changed, and I have no idea who it's going to be. It's probably going to be both. And James Lee trying to take out that arm of Omega and backdrop onto the ground, and Omega trying to get the momentum back, and Omega and James just going back and forth, and James Lee throwing him right back into that announcing table. What is he doing? And Omega just reverses DDT on the ground. What I think James is trying to do is put Omega through that table, and Omega is not letting up. You're gonna have to kill him to win this match, Jay. And that actually goes for James Lee as well. And oh my God! He planted him. I've never seen Omega do this move. 1, 2, kick out at 2. Looks like to be an elevated facebuster of some sort. Elevated flatliner, excuse me. And you see the crowd chanting "Fight forever," as these two, like I said, are going to beat the hell out of each other. No man is going to leave this match the same way they came in. I'm going to guarantee you that. Excuse my language. It is the Lord's Day, by this. And James Lee, again with the announcing table, introducing Omega to that table. And like I said, anything can happen, folks. And again, the Awakening have been banned from ringside, and Omega with a forearm shot. The Awakening has been banned from ringside. And here we go. J Omega, like I said earlier, here's that cross country, that Fujiwara armbar, and he's pulling back. He's got it locked in. Can James Lee get out of this? Can he get out? And he does. James Lee reverses and gets out of that. I can tell you, folks, he doesn't want to see that again. And what is Omega doing? Doesn't matter. James Lee with the reversal. James Lee with the reversal. And James Lee, oh my God, plants Omega to the ground. The ref is trying to get in position to count. 1, 2, kick out at 2, folks. James Lee is beside himself. He thought that put away Omega. And these two, I don't even think have been in the ring. Like I said, this thing was going to be a fight, folks. And Omega and Lee still going on the outside, and Omega throws Lee back into the ring. J Omega could be setting up for that Brooklyn Zoo. No! James Lee with the awareness and gets out of it. James Lee going back to the outside. Now getting back in, thinking twice of it. What's this? Oh my God! Breathe easy. He hits it. Breathe easy. And Omega could be out. Is that it? Could that be it? 1, 2, 3. Your winner, James Lee. My God, folks. I thought that was going to be way more violent. Thank God. Thank God some people have kept intact here. James Lee pulling out all the stops. We haven't seen maneuvers from either of these men before, and they just pulled everything out to keep it going. James Lee picking up the W.
Here's your winner, primetime, James Lee.
James Lee, battered and bloody, picks up the W against J Omega. Man, oh man. Who's going to be able to stop James Lee now? I don't think, but you got to consider that he may be next in line for that SCW World Championship. Speaking of which, and speaking of titles, ladies and gentlemen, our next match of the evening on Malice in Wonderland. You guys have been waiting for this one for a long time, as the SCW Television Championship is on the line as champion Issac Murphy takes on Dwayne Fox for that title. These two men have been going back and forth in this company, and Issac has been one step ahead of Dwayne this entire time. Will Issac leave as television champion, or will we crown a new king of TV in Dwayne Fox? Let's head down to the ring.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Television Championship.
It's Big Oos time, folks. You see Dwayne Fox coming down to the arena now. Will this be his time? He states that the world is his, and he is here to prove it. But of course, the thing that he needs to prove here is can he actually get one up on Issac Murphy, who to me has had his number this entire endeavor. From his first match back in SCW, taking Issac Murphy to the limit, only to be cheated by holding that bottom rope and the ref not seeing it, to making his Malice in Wonderland debut, and it's for that television championship. And I gotta see here, folks, it's been a lot for Dwayne. Dwayne is going through here, and I tell you, he's going to be one of the biggest stars we have in SCW, and I'm not just talking about height, folks. This man is 6'7" of a mountain of a man. But will tonight be his time to get his arm raised and handed that gold, folks? Time can only tell. But he's got to get past his nemesis, and that is only natural. You can hear the chorus of boos as Issac Murphy makes his way down the ring to just face off against a guy who he states is beneath him. He's beaten him before, and he shouldn't deserve a title shot here now. But the powers that be have given Dwayne Fox another opportunity to become television champion. But Issac is going to take that and place him right where he belongs, under his boot, like the peasant he is. Not my words, that's all Issac. Issac is first and the only time SCW champion, like SCW television champion. Like, while Landon Kelly is our longest reigning television champion, Issac is coming up, and like Issac is doing what he can to try to beat that record. But can he leave tonight defending this title and leave as champion? Because unlike Landon Kelly, which Landon Kelly's defended that television championship 3 times for imperfection, this is Issac's first SCW title defense. His first one. And of course, he's been dodging and dipping for his opponents to who he wants to face to set up the challenges better for him. But now he has no choice. And will he be able to leave with that SCW championship that he covered so much? But let me go back down to ring introductions. As you see, that television championship is up for grabs.
Introducing the challenger from the Polynesian Islands, weighing in at 271 pounds, Dwayne Fox. And his opponent from Greensboro, North Carolina, weighing in at 255 pounds, he is the television champion, the natural, Issac Murphy.
And that's what it's all about, folks. That television championship. Will Issac have this be the last time he sees that belt around his waist? Or will he leave with that belt and Dwayne Fox has to go back at the line, at the end of the line, as Issac has stated before? I can't wait for this match to start. These two have had a hell of a rivalry going forward in SCW. And here we go, both men running at each other. Issac trying to get on top. Here, we got a Samoan drop for his troubles. Dwayne cuts Issac off at the pass. And oh my God! Pounce! Pounce delivered. And the champ is going to be beside himself. As Dwayne looking to take it from the champ here. And oh my God! Dwayne's got all the momentum on his side. And it looks like the champ is bleeding already. On the side of his head, and what a European uppercut from the champ. Dwayne is still keeping all that momentum on his side, and oh my God, what a reversal from Issac. And a drop. Issac taking it back to Dwayne, and both these men going back and forth, what a dodge. These two, my God, what a reversal. These two have had their going-ons since the restart of SCW. Issac Murphy has held that television championship, hadn't defended, with this one being his first title defense ever against an opponent he swears that shouldn't have gotten another opportunity here, but he's proving again, Dwayne is proving that he should have all the opportunities here if he can keep the champ down. We got a gut-wrench suplex. Dwayne Fox knows what it takes to be a champion. He was a former SCW Pure champion back a few years ago, and now he's returned, and now he's got that television champion on he's got the television championship on his mind, and he's showing this sheer strength. The strength above his head. And let's not kid you, I'm not gonna kid you here, folks. Issac Murphy is not a small man. He is 6'4". 6'4", 6'5", a very large man, but so is Dwayne Fox at 6'7". Dwayne taking it to the champ, and this may be Issac. Last time was we got a pinfall. One kick out at one. The champ is not giving up, but looks like he's rolling out of the ring, and Dwayne going back to the top rope. That is a big man. What is he doing? Oh my gosh, shoulder, but he's reversed. Issac Murphy reverses and hits him with a body slam on the outside, the unforgiving concrete on the ground. And Issac puts him in a crossface on the outside. He can't win the match this way, but he can wear down the big man on the outside. And Dwayne doing some dodging. Oh my God, Uranagi on the outside. Sheesh. For his troubles. For man, and then, oh my God, Dwayne just throwing Issac around. My goodness. Both men. The ref's count is up to 6. And Issac gets back into the ring, waiting for Dwayne, and Dwayne meets Issac, and Issac picks Dwayne up. Snake eyes on the rope. Isaac Murphy. Isaac Murphy with a suicide dive and misses. My God. That's why they call him high risk, folks. There's no guarantee you were going to hit that. Rest count is back up to 1, and both these men back on the outside. Isaac Murphy, to this point, has had Dwayne Fox just in shambles. He has been one step ahead of the big man ever since we've restarted here in SCW, and it looks like he's going to try to do the same thing he's done before and outsmart Dwayne Fox with his intellect, because he's definitely not going to beat him by strength. And Isaac is a very strong lad, but I don't think he's going to match strength to strength here with Fox, and Fox gets carried over the top rope. Dwayne getting up, rising up to his feet, and Isaac waiting for Dwayne Fox to get back in the ring. Tries to go for a maneuver. Dwayne ducks. Irish whip, and we got an elbow shot. 2 delivered from Isaac. Dwayne Fox with another clothesline. Cracks his neck, pandering to that crowd, getting the crowd on his side, and his crowd is loving it. Dwayne back on the offensive here. Keeping that momentum on the big man's side is only going to do nothing but help him. What's this? Doesn't matter. Looks like Isaac is powering out of it. And Isaac flips the big man over. Fox might have lost that momentum as Dwayne, gets stomped across his head by Isaac. And Isaac returning the favor, as I think Fox may be cut. Looks like he's going to spread that. Fox may be cut. I don't know if it's on his forehead or across his nose. What is this? Oh my God, powerbomb with a follow-up knee strike from Isaac, showing that he's actually got sheer strength too. Lifting the 6'7" man up, and a knee strike from the top rope from Isaac, and Isaac's going for the pinfall. 1, 2, kick out at 2. Isaac thought he put the big man away. Big Oos on the ropes and is fighting back, getting the momentum. What a clothesline! And he's to the ropes, just over backdrop over his shoulder. And the big man sits him down with a double-A spine buster. Dwayne again. When I thought he lost the momentum, he gains it right back, which is insane. Oh my God, elbow drop. The champ. I don't know what Isaac's gonna do here. He's been getting his ass whooped for the last 5 minutes, it feels. And Dwayne is just, again, showing his strength against the champion. And I have not seen Isaac get manhandled like this before. And Dwayne, again, big splash delivered. And he doesn't go for the pinfall, which is odd to me, but I think he just wants to deliver more damage. Dwayne going to the top rope. That is a lot of man splash from the top rope. My God. That could be it for Isaac. Isaac, Samoan drop. Isaac could be out. Ladies and gentlemen, Isaac could be out. And this could be the last time we see the champ here, as Dwayne is working on that leg of Isaac. Again, Isaac, if he can't plant that foot, he won't be able to get the road kick off. It looks like Dwayne going for a Boston Crab in the center of the ring. Boston Crab applied in the center of the ring. Isaac not looking at tapping, and Isaac gets out of it. Isaac gets out of it. Very much needed. Isaac throwing Dwayne in the corner, giving these vicious shots, vicious uppercuts. European uppercuts being delivered, and we got another European uppercut to the corner. And Isaac throwing Dwayne again, another European uppercut. And a drop kick delivered. Looks like Isaac finally has woken up and got the momentum back on his side. And Dwayne says nuts to that. As Dwayne gets powered up, and we got a big boot from Isaac. Isaac trying to do what he can, and he's looking to spread that cut. That cut on Dwayne. Isaac doing what he can to keep the offensive, because I don't think he can survive another barrage like that again from Dwayne, because Dwayne has had his number in this match, strength-wise, and Isaac has got to be more careful, or that belt is going to the Isle of Samoa and not his kingdom if he continues down that path. And Issac, again, showing strength of his own. My God, what a backdrop. He picked that man up, deadlift backdrop. And Dwayne getting right back into it. Dwayne with another pounce. And I'm so shocked that Issac didn't even land outside of the ring. And Issac blocking what I thought might have been a bear hug. And oh my God. Oh my God. Issac Murphy hits King's Gambit, and that could be it. 1, 2, 2.999. Issac can't believe it. Issac can't believe it. He thought he had him. He thought he had him. Issac playing in the corner, and a nice forearm shot from Issac. Issac thought he had Dwayne put away with that King's Gambit. And again, Dwayne kicks out. Issac's beside himself. Now he's got to wonder what he needs to do to keep the big man down. And he's looking like he's going to the top rope. Telling Dwayne to get up. Dwayne, what a drop kick. Missile drop kick delivered from Issac Murphy. And Issac Murphy. And Dwayne now with another clothesline. Dwayne fighting out of it. And Dwayne himself, what is this? Deadlift powerbomb. My God, we got a pinfall. 1, 2, kick out at 2. Dwayne thought he put him away with that powerbomb, but not enough putting away the champ. Is Dwayne picking up Issac? My God, Matt. My God, folks. Oh my God. Oh, what a maneuver. And now Issac gets pinned. 1, 2. Kick out at 2. Dwayne thought he had him away at 2.999. Dwayne knows what he's got to do. I think 1 tour of the islands or a spirit bomb, putting the champ away, and we will have a new champion here, folks. What a splash on the outside, my God! Dwayne is now showing off against his opponent. My goodness. Dwayne Fox is an animal. Taking out the champ, Issac. Oh my God, dude. This match, man. This match has been a banger so far, but I can't say that for Issac, as Issac's getting pinned in the middle of the ring here. 1, 2, kick out at 2. Issac has been getting his walls beat in, but it looks like Issac's still around, and Issac picking up the big man over his shoulders. No! What a roll. Front through Issac Murphy. Issac Murphy stalking Dwayne. What's Issac Murphy doing? Throwing Dwayne towards the ropes. Oh, rope kick! Rope kick delivered! Rope kick delivered! And that's got to be it. 1, 2, 2.9999! Oh my God! Dwayne Fox kicks out of the rope kick. Issac Murphy again is in disbelief. Issac, Royal Impact, no! Dwayne gets out of the way. Dwayne showing that sign of fatigue. Didn't get him, and Issac Murphy going for a crossface in the side of the ring, and he can't get to the ropes. He's pulling back. Will Dwayne tap? Will Dwayne tap? Come on, Dwayne, don't tap, man. You gotta be into it. I don't show bias here, but I want this match to continue as Dwayne is fighting back. Dwayne fighting back, and he gets out. Dwayne's free. Dwayne is free. Dwayne, back elbow, delivered to Issac. My God, what a match here in Malice in Wonderland. You were watching Dwayne Fox taking on the natural Issac Murphy for the SCW Television Championship. And both these men have been going at it. And we got another big splash from Fox. Fox splashes Issac again. Issac tries to pull himself up in the corner. What's Dwayne doing? Dwayne, my God. What's this? Choke slam! The big man, the big Oos, choke slams Issac from that second rope. And now Dwayne is continuing that onslaught. Again, deadlifts central from the Isle of Samoa, dropping Issac like a bag of potatoes. Now Dwayne in the corner, waiting for Issac to get up. But again, looks like Issac isn't getting up, and Dwayne going back up. Can we see that splash again? Could we see that splash again? No, Dwayne tells Issac to get up. Issac slow to get up. Dwayne, oh, axe handle, but no, blocked. Blocked in a drop kick from Issac. Issac's got to get back into this. Issac has been put on the ropes here. And the whole match, he's been getting his ass handed to him, folks. And Dwayne back up. We may have a new champion here, man, the way it's been going. And we got a bear hug applied. Wearing down the champion. Will the champion tap? Will the champion tap? We will see. He's still in it. He's still in it. He's not tapping yet. Oh no, the ref calls it off. And it looks like Issac's powering out of it. Elbow shots, ear clap delivered to the big Oos. What a clothesline delivered into the corner. And Issac just doing the scummiest shit ever. Choking Dwayne out in the corner. Ref, break that up, ref. Break that up. And Issac basking in his own glory. Taking out the big Oos. As we see Dwayne trying to collect himself on the outside. And Issac, what's Issac doing? Issac springboard DDT on the apron. My God. And Dwayne just gets up and no, he puts him right back in that crossface on the outside. If Dwayne taps here, it won't matter because it's on the outside of the ring. You can only win this match on the inside of the ring. And I think Issac is just trying to wear Dwayne down. And Dwayne just powers out again. Ref's count is up to 2. Dwayne throwing Issac back into the ring. Issac slow to get up. Dwayne picking Issac up. What's this? Trapped arm. Backdrop. And we got a pinfall. 1, 2. Kick out at 2. Dwayne. I still know what Dwayne has to do to put Issac away. And, oh, sling blade from Issac Murphy. And Issac goes for another pinfall. 1, 2, kick out at 2. Issac doesn't know what he has to do to put away Dwayne. Issac is just over it, man. He looks over it. Dwayne Fox being a machine. And Dwayne dodging that clothesline attempt. And looking like, again, fatigue is setting into Dwayne. And they got another pounce as he gets shot to the moon. The fatigue has to be setting in for both men as, oh my God, Spirit Bomb. That's it. We have a new champion. 1, 2, 2.999. Couldn't put Issac away. And now Dwayne being more pumped up. I thought he had it with the Spirit Bomb. And it looks like Issac has got a second wind and Snake Eyes delivered to Dwayne. I thought he had it. I thought we had a new champ, folks. And Issac is still in this fight, trying to keep that title around his waist. And Issac going to the top rope. What you doing? Looks like he comes up short of the mark. And looking to keep Dwayne down by any means necessary. Attacking that arm. Dwayne wisely rolls out of the ring so he can't go for a pinfall. Issac, what's Issac doing? Oh my God, suicide dive, and he lands it. Second attempt, he gets it this time. And Issac again, basking in his own glory. And again, Issac trying to do what he can to keep that man down. What's his powerbomb on the outside? Delivered. Issac has powerbombed Dwayne on the outside of the ring. And Issac throwing Dwayne back in because he can only win this match inside of the ring. And Issac going back up to the top rope. That didn't work before. And Dwayne trying to take out Issac. And Issac fighting back off of Dwayne. And he got him in the crossface again. Crossface applied again. Will he tap in this time, and will he tap in the ring? Will Dwayne tap in the ring? Dwayne just fighting. He's fighting it off. He's fighting off the submission. It's ripped back, and he gets out. Dwayne Fox continues this match. And Dwayne, oh my God! Spine buster delivered from the big man. And he's following up with a splash. He hits it. Doesn't go for the pinfall. Doesn't go for the pinfall at all. Oh my God! Crazy maneuvers. Crazy maneuvers delivered. And Dwayne's looking to put away Issac. And Issac fights out. Dwayne fighting back. These two men are going back and forth, back and forth. And Dwayne gets shit to the ring. Issac ducks. Roll kick! Roll kick out of nowhere! Roll kick out of nowhere, and he's pinned in the center of the ring. 1, 2, 3. Your winner and still champion, Issac Murphy. Holy shit. What a match, folks. Oh my God. That, folks, has got my heart racing. My goodness. What a match. And that's probably Issac Murphy's best match of his entire SCW career. My God.
Here is your winner, and still television champion, the natural, Issac
Issac
Murphy.
Murphy, to a chorus of boos, is still your SCW television champion. And I gotta tell you folks, that may be match of the night or a match of the year contender for sure. I was on the edge of my seat as I didn't think Issac Murphy had it in him to leave with the television championship the way he was getting his ass whooped. But now he has asserted his dominance by taking out the biggest threat he's had to his title since winning that title. And say what you want about Issac Murphy, folks, love him or hate him, he just put on a damn fine show. Both these men deserve all the praise here from the SCW faithful, but one man is leaving as champion, and it is only natural. My God. Speaking of natural, two longtime rivals finally culminate their rivalry in the only way you can culminate it, in a last man standing match, as the Nightmare Connection's own Landon Kelly goes up against the returning Pharaoh here in SCW. This beef goes back years, folks. If you've been with us since we were at WGW, thank you so much. But even with the new current SCW watchers and followers, we appreciate you. What we are about to show you is not going to be for the faint at heart. Both these men can't stand each other to the point of hate. And I gotta tell you folks, this match, one man is not going to get up, and not just only is it because it's a last man standing match, but I gotta feel as though one man's career will be on the line and done after tonight. Pharaoh has never beaten Landon Kelly in a one-on-one match ever. Landon Kelly is 4-0. Will he make it 5-0 tonight, or will the Pharaoh finally defeat Landon Kelly? Let's head down to the ring, folks. I'm ready. I'm ready.
The following contest is a last man standing match. Making his way to the ring from Alexandria, Egypt, weighing in at 205 pounds, the Phenom, Philip.
All hail Giza. Giza be praised, as this man would say, in the most controversial ways, as he makes his first official appearance here in SCW. Pharaoh making his first official SCW debut match here in 2023. And I gotta tell you folks, as controversial as this wrestler is with backstage politics or anything that you have, you can't deny that he is one of the finest wrestlers we ever had here in SCW. Two-time SCW world champion, one-time pure champion. He has done what he can and done a lot here in SCW, and he will go down as a Hall of Famer. Love him or hate him, he is one of the best wrestlers we have here in SCW. But he has come here to not wrestle. This again is a fight for his life, as it is a last man standing match against an opponent that he has never, ever defeated at all in any capacity while being a wrestler here in SCW. But times, they can change and new things can happen. Pharaoh could end up having a chance to win, but again, he has to beat this man. Fear the mighty Kelly, as Landon Kelly. I hadn't seen this version of Landon Kelly in years. The last time I seen him in this outfit, he was a pure champion. And he defeated the Pharaoh in this exact same outfit many, many years ago. As you see, he is dressing up as M. Bison from Street Fighter fame. And I gotta tell you, it's one of my favorite outfits I've seen Landon wear. Landon always being the theatrical, and he will never stop being the theatrical. But this man will pull out any and all the stops here in SCW to entertain the Nimrods, he calls his fans. And Landon Kelly is in for a fight. He knows Pharaoh in and out, but something about this doesn't feel right. Landon has had some injuries here recently. Head trauma, torso injuries, leg injuries, but mostly recently, he's suffered a concussion here in SCW. And I gotta tell you, him taking this match may not have been the wisest choice. But if he needs to end Pharaoh once and for all, I can understand him taking the chances to get rid of this pest that calls itself a wrestler. But again, something about this doesn't feel right. Pharaoh looks more determined than I've ever seen him before. And this man was a former champion. Both these men, former champions. But the one thing that Pharaoh has never done in his entire SCW career was beat that man, Landon Kelly, who has gone on to do a lot of things. Two-time pure champion, three-time SCW tag team champion. The only belt that has gone past him was the SCW world title, but none of the titles on the line. It's about pride and violence, and here we go. That bell is rung, and these two are gone at it. Ladies and gentlemen, the way you win a last man standing match is to have your opponent on the ground and not stand via the count of 10. As Pharaoh hits him with a Hurricane Rana. Like again, this is Pharaoh's first match here in SCW since we started here in 2023. And he is looking to start off his 2023 right, as he's looking to take on his biggest challenge and his biggest rival in SCW in Landon Kelly. He would say, "Bring me Landon Kelly," and he finally gets him. But is it more than he could chew? It's Landon. Hits him with a backdrop. Hits him with a back suplex or neck breaker. Excuse me. Now there's a suplex, and these two are going at it. And there is no pinfalls, no submissions, no countouts. It is just straight, keep your opponent down on the ground for 10 seconds. And we got a Kelly cutter. Kelly cutter from the corner. Didn't keep Pharaoh down, but a Kelly cutter Landon Kelly has known to take Pharaoh's moves and turn it against the Pharaoh in any capacity. That is why you just saw that Kelly cutter from the corner, as that's a reference to Pharaoh's Giza cutter. And as no one beholds here, and of course, if you know their history, Pharaoh also have a move called Kelly's Curse, which you got to think he's going to try to apply to Landon until Landon passes out. Looks like Landon is still in control of this match. Folks, we got started the count. The ref count starts up to 2. That can't be it. That's 3, 4, and Pharaoh gets up to his feet. And Pharaoh, gets a kick, gets a springboard kick against Landon, and it looks like Landon maybe busted open. He busted open the side of his head. Landon, Snapdragon suplex. The ref counts again. Landon just taking it all in, knowing that he's probably gonna leave here 5-0. But again, I have no idea. Pharaoh looks more determined now to win by any means necessary. But the ref count is up to 5. 6. Pharaoh gets up at 6. And Pharaoh looks like a pizza DDT. And Pharaoh, again, like I said, he's going to do what he can to beat Landon by any means. And if it means going by this outside and doing what and just taking him out. We got an armbar. Pharaoh's locking in that armbar. Of course, submissions are not going to help here. It's not going to help because he's not going to be able to tap out. And if he does tap out, the match is not over. Landon still got to stand up off the ground. And Pharaoh coming back with an attack of his own. Landon fighting back. These two have had wars. Cage matches, one-on-one matches, 2 out of 3 falls. You name it, they have had it. And now Pharaoh's on the ground. Ref's counting up to 3, 4. Refs counts up to 5. Pharaoh gets up at 6. And of course, Pharaoh trying to think of the best way to attack Landon. But these two have had wars, folks. But every time, when you think Pharaoh is coming away with the victory, Landon Kelly is one step ahead of him and comes away with the W. And Pharaoh has been sick and twisted with his obsession on beating Landon Kelly. And at this point, I don't think it's about beating him anymore. I think it's about ending Landon Kelly's career. And that could happen tonight because he no longer cares. And the ref's count is up to 4, 5. It's Pharaoh shadow boxing. Ref's counts up to 6. But Pharaoh picks up Landon Kelly. Looks like he looks to do more damage, and Landon ducks under Pharaoh, and Landon heads out of the ring. Looks like Landon is bringing some toys. Oh, what a drop kick. Pharaoh cuts Landon off at the pass with a drop kick, and that kendo stick has been brought into the ring. Ref's count is up to 3. Landon Kelly pulling himself up at 4 from the ropes, and Pharaoh doesn't see it. Pharaoh. Snapdragon suplex delivered. The ref started a count again. Again, folks, these two have a history, a long, storied history. And it's going to end one way or another tonight. And we got a knee attack in the corner from Landon Kelly. And Landon, again, we know he's going to do his best to keep Pharaoh out of this. But I gotta tell you, with his recent injuries and history of injuries, that may come back to haunt him. It's Landon throwing Pharaoh against the rope. Landon ducks. Landon another Snapdragon suplex. That's gonna help. That neck is being bent. You gotta feel as though if Pharaoh gets hit with one bad dreams, it is going to be continuationally bad dreams for the so-called King of Egypt, excuse me. Oh my God, kendo stick to Pharaoh straight to his dome. And Landon, looks like Pharaoh kicks it out of Landon's hands and Pharaoh's getting tossed around. Landon cracks Pharaoh over the head with that kendo stick. Pharaoh gets back in the ring and kicks it away from Landon or slaps it out of his hand. Rest count is up to 4. 5. And looks like Pharaoh gets up at 6. And Pharaoh again, springboard kick delivered to Landon. And that may have shocked Landon there. Ref begins her count. Folks, this is going to be an all-out fight. These two, you want to talk about rivalries. You want to talk about Red Sox, Yankees. Oh, melatonin shot! Melatonin shot, and Pharaoh could be out. Pharaoh could be out. Ref continues her count. Like I said, you want to talk about rivalries, folks. Red Sox, Yankees, Lakers, Celtics, black people, and oppression. You gotta feel it out that Pharaoh and Landon Kelly can continue on being one of the best rivals in wrestling history. And Landon goes for a springboard clothesline of his own, keeping Pharaoh down. And Landon looks like he was trying to go for that bad dreams. Goes for something else, went for that armbar, and Pharaoh powers out. Pharaoh powers out of it. Pharaoh now working that arm. Oh, nice arm attack. But again, I know Pharaoh is going to try to go for these submissions and everything else, but that's not the name of the game here. Breaking Landon Kelly's arm may do something to him, but it's not going to keep him down. As he goes after that arm again. And looks like Pharaoh gets cut off at the pass as Landon sends Pharaoh to the ropes. Landon ducks. Oh, what a boot! What a boot! Delivered from Landon Kelly, and the ref starts her count. Again, these folks have been one of the long storied rivals here in SCW. And it's gonna culminate today, I feel, at Malice in Wonderland. Only one of these men will walk away. And honestly, folks, I have no idea who that's going to be. And Pharaoh, oh my God, bangarang, hits. Landon could be out. 1, the ref starts her count. Pharaoh standing over Kelly. Pharaoh's thinking, what has he got to do to keep Landon Kelly down? But moves like that will definitely do it. Ref's count is up to 5. 6. Kelly gets up at 6. And Cutter delivered. Looks like a modified Giza cutter from the springboard from the ropes. And Pharaoh trying to celebrate. Ref's count is up to 3 now. 4. And just Pharaoh just throws Landon Kelly on the outside of the ring. And Pharaoh gets back in as Landon Kelly looks to stay down. Pharaoh's in the center of the ring as Landon is still out. And the ref counts. Count is up to 4. Landon gets up. And Pharaoh grabs that kendo stick. Landon Kelly thinking twice about it, getting in the ring. Yes, taking the fight to Pharaoh. Hurricane Rana to the outside. Ref starts her count and Landon Kelly gets back into the ring. It's like whoever's in the ring on the out, and while the other opponent's on the outside, it's like you have the higher ground. And Landon gets back on the outside, only to face a knee strike from Pharaoh. He fights that off. And Pharaoh gets off, and it looked like that was set up for the bad dreams, and Pharaoh gets out of there. My God, backdrop on the outside, Jesus. Thought he hit that kendo stick. Ref's count. She's up to 2. Pharaoh's back in the ring. And folks, I said this was not going to be for the faint at heart. These two absolutely cannot stand each other. And Landon Kelly, Landon with a DDT. Landon's been trying to get his hands on Pharaoh since he returned at as Pharaoh returned in SCW Showdown, taking Landon Kelly out. Looks like Pharaoh's getting up. And Landon powering Pharaoh back down, taking that arm out. An eye for an eye, an arm for an arm, apparently. Pharaoh's trying to pick himself up, and Landon going right back after that arm, stomping on the arm. Landon's been getting his arm attacked this entire match, and it looks like Pharaoh's going to continue to get his arm attacked. It's Pharaoh going right back after that arm again. Landon Kelly going after that arm, and just look, Landon going up to the top rope. Elbow drop, missile elbow drop to the chest. Ref's count is up to started. And Landon hovering over his opponent, shadow boxing, mimicking Pharaoh here. Pharaoh gets up at 4. Landon going for another clothesline. He gets it. Springboard clothesline hit. I don't think that's going to keep Pharaoh down, as the ref's going to start her count anyway. And again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for tuning in to Malice in Wonderland. Our first SCW event of the summer. And we got an arm break. Landon going after Pharaoh, trying to go after that arm. Like I said, submissions don't apply, but you do whatever you can to wear down your opponent. And look at this. What is Landon Kelly doing? He tries to go for the Giza cutter himself, and Pharaoh blocks it. And Pharaoh setting up for the Giza cutter himself. Can he hit it? Giza cutter! Giza cutter delivered. Landon Kelly tried to go for the Pharaoh's Giza cutter, mocking him. Pharaoh reverses, only to get his own Giza cutter on Landon Kelly, and this could be it. Ref's count is up to 4 now. Could this be it? Ref's count is up to 6. Pharaoh celebrating. 7. 8. Landon Kelly gets up at 8. Another Giza cutter from the springboard ropes. And the ref's count starts over again. Pharaoh saying that is it. That is the end of Landon Kelly. Landon gets up at 4. And Pharaoh now goes after the arm of Landon. Stomps on that arm, of course. And he could be selling up for that Kelly's curse. But who knows? Ref's count is up to 2 and started again. Landon Kelly favoring that arm, but gets up at the count of 4. Pharaoh going right back after that arm. Pharaoh saying if he doesn't win this match, he's leaving with something. As he's looking to take that arm away from Landon Kelly and take it out of his pockets. And I always thought it was funny when Landon Kelly went for that Giza cutter himself. I always imagined Landon Kelly thought Pharaoh has always been a joke. Never been serious here in SCW. As Landon gets up from that count, Pharaoh goes right back after that arm. Landon Kelly has always treated Pharaoh as a joke, and I think that's what pisses Pharaoh off the most. Is not only is he conceived as a joke by Landon Kelly, but he can't even beat the man to counteract any of those obligations or allegations that he's been going through. And the ref count is now up to 5, and Landon gets himself up, and Pharaoh goes right back on top of Landon here. Oh my God, what a kick. What a spin kick from Landon Kelly. Ref's count is restarted here and up to 3 now. Again, can Landon Kelly get out of this? Or will Pharaoh continue that onslaught? It looks like Pharaoh's going to the outside. He's got a sledgehammer. Pharaoh's got a sledgehammer. And it looks like they just Bugs Bunny Daffy ducked each other. And Landon pulls that sledgehammer away from Pharaoh, and Pharaoh just kicks that out of his hand and hit him with these combos. And Landon reverses, armbar, like arm drag, excuse me. The ref has started her count, and looks like Landon Kelly is continuously mocking Pharaoh. This is like, gotta say what you want about both of these men, but this is one of my favorite rivalries in SCW history. As that sledgehammer continues to try to get used from either man, but both men are avoiding it. And we got another bang-a-rang from Pharaoh. And Landon Kelly lands, favoring his chest. Again, this man has had major injuries coming in, but he is still trying to fight with the main concussion and I believe a few broken ribs, bruised ribs. Oh my God. Goes for another armbar. He's going for that armbar. Again, submissions aren't going to win here, but you're going to do whatever you can to wear down your opponent. As Pharaoh is trying to reach back on that arm, and Kelly looks like to be breaking out of it. Kelly's still flying that arm. Kelly with these elbow shots. And these quick strikes from Pharaoh. And Kelly just blocks that on his own. Looks like Pharaoh's fighting back. Again, Pharaoh going right back after that arm. He's trying to snap that arm off. Jesus. Ref's count is up to 1. Landon Kelly is on the ground favoring that arm. You know he has got to be in agonizing pain, folks. Ref's count is up to 4. Pharaoh is kind of basking it in. And Landon picks himself up after 6. And looks like Pharaoh's going right back after that arm, folks. Yay, yay, yay. And Sledgehammer picks up, waiting for Landon to get up. Ref's count is up to 2. He's waiting for Landon to get up with that sledgehammer. My God. I knew Pharaoh was sick in the head, but with him having that sledgehammer, I can only imagine what he's planning to do if Landon Kelly gets up. Landon, stay down. Stay down. Oh, my God. Sledgehammer. Sledgehammer to the ribs. Or the arm, it looks like. As Landon is rolling on the ground thriving in pain, folks. Ref's count is up to 4. And Pharaoh daring Landon to get up. Daring Landon to get up. He's telling him he wants him to. He wants to continuously beat the life out of Landon Kelly, and he tries to go for it again. And he does. He hits him right in the ribs, folks. My God, what a sick man. What a sick man Pharaoh is. He couldn't beat him one way, and now he is trying to end this man's career. Hell, maybe his life. Maybe his life. Ref's count is up to 6, and Pharaoh tries to go for a sledgehammer shot, misses, but he just gets that one. He gets that one. Landon fighting back, but no, Landon keeps getting hit. Landon dodges these hits, and he finally fights back. Landon! Bad dreams cutter! Bad dreams! Bad dreams delivered! 1, 2. Will that be it? Will that be it? 5-0 for Landon Kelly. 5-0 for Landon Kelly. The ref's count is up to 6, folks. 7, 8. Pharaoh gets right up at 8. My God. What a drop kick from Landon. Landon just laying in the onslaught. Landon looking at Pharaoh, keeping him down. I thought that Bad Dreams put Pharaoh away. Pharaoh was doing everything he could to try to keep Landon down with that sledgehammer. Landon got out of the way of that sledgehammer and just continuously tried to beat Pharaoh at his own game by hitting a move out of nowhere. And it looks like Pharaoh is getting his arm broken over that for as well as Landon keeps going after that arm. Refs have started her count. And Landon, again, Giza, is this your boy? As Landon is saying in the ring. Refs count is up to 5, and looks like Landon's picking up that sledgehammer, going right for him, and Pharaoh sees it out and hits Landon with a knee strike of his own. Landon picked up that sledgehammer and looked like he was going to return the favor to Giza's favorite son. And it looks like Pharaoh turning up a notch with these clotheslines and plants Landon onto the ground. Plants Landon. Pharaoh throwing Landon onto the outside. Pharaoh throwing Landon onto the outside. And looking to go with these combos on the outside. Combo swift kicks from Pharaoh. And Landon isn't blocking any one of them, but I guess you got to think that it's probably the pain he's reeling in those arms and in his ribs. My goodness. Landon Kelly trying to fight back. And Pharaoh elbow, like, looks like he's headbutting Landon's arm. Landon, oh my God, what is this? Jesus, he's got it locked in. Kelly's curse locked in. Kelly's curse locked in, and Landon taps out. Landon taps out. Tap out's not gonna win the match. Landon's gotta stay down for 10 seconds. And Landon gets hit with the Kelly's curse. It would only be fitting if Landon just passes out from the pain due to the Kelly's curse delivered from Pharaoh. And the ref's count is up to 7. 8. Could this be it? This might be it. 9. Landon Kelly gets up at 9. Landon Kelly is up at 9. Pharaoh can't believe it. And Landon fighting back. Pharaoh also throwing, these two are throwing hands and feet and everything that's attached to him. And he goes for another armbar again. Pharaoh going after these arms and wrenching back. Will this be it? Trying to tear that arm out of the socket is Pharaoh, taking Landon Kelly's arm with him. My God, man. And Landon fights out of it. Landon fights out of it. What's Landon doing? Landon throwing Pharaoh onto the ropes here. What is this? Landon! Oh my God! Landon goes for that sledgehammer! Sledgehammer shots delivered to Pharaoh as Landon Kelly keeps that, has that swagger about him with that sledgehammer, begging Pharaoh to get up. And again, all Landon Kelly has done since wrestling Pharaoh is mock Pharaoh every step of the way, mimicking everything Pharaoh does to mock him. Oh my God, sledgehammer shots. And Pharaoh just kicking out of that. What's this? Oh my God, arm shoulder breaker delivered, and Pharaoh hovering over Landon Kelly. You gotta figure Landon Kelly's arms have gotta be made out of noodles at this point, folks. I don't know how you're gonna just I don't know how he's gonna hug his wife or anything after this. Hug his wife, hug his children, he can't even hold them up. Pharaoh is trying to take those arms with him, and Landon finally gets back on the offensive. Belly to belly delivered. And Landon picks up Pharaoh. Ref couldn't even start her count. And Landon throws Pharaoh out of the ring, probably to give himself some breath, some time to breathe. There's that Landon Kelly as we know him. And Landon heading to the outside, picks up Pharaoh, stops the ref's count again. Very, very interesting decisions by Landon Kelly. And Landon's probably just looking to end this in the ring. And Landon going for a grab. What's this? Looks like a drop kick delivered. Drop kick delivered, and Landon picking Pharaoh back up, discontinuing the ref's count. Landon plants Pharaoh with a DDT. Landon not letting up, not even letting the ref continue the count. And Pharaoh, goes for the melatonin shot and misses. Pharaoh gets out of the way of the melatonin shot. We got another shoulder breaker from Landon's troubles. And Pharaoh keeping his distance away from Landon Kelly. Landon has literally been picking Pharaoh up and going with the attack to keep Pharaoh down, and he tried to keep him down with a melatonin shot as Landon gets up at count of 4. And Landon going for something, gets reversed. Pharaoh fighting back, and Landon, another one. Cravat suplex. And Landon this time wisely standing above Pharaoh before he can get up, before not pulling him up. Pharaoh pulls himself up to the count of 4. Landon throwing Pharaoh. Another, dragon suplex. Snapdragon suplex delivered. Ref starts her count. And the ref, my goodness. This high key has been everything I thought it would be. Both these men who absolutely hate each other have shown no remorse to either one. As Landon looking to take that arm with him. Like he said, payback is a bitch. and I'm her pimp. It's Landon Kelly looking to take that arm with him, excuse me. Ref's count is restarted. Pharaoh clenching that arm. Of course, we've seen Landon do that all night. Pharaoh getting up at 4. And Pharaoh going right back with that arm bar in the center of the ring. Pulling back on that arm bar. And I know Landon's arms have to feel like jelly. I don't even think he even has feeling in his arms anymore. As Pharaoh is still wrenching on that arm. And looks like Landon powers out of it. Hitting Pharaoh straight in the face. And Pharaoh with these quick kicks. Judo throw into the Kimura. Working on that arm. Wrenching on that arm. Will Landon tap? I mean, again, tap outs mean nothing. But you got to think he's going to pass out from the excruciating pain of these arm maneuvers, these arm submissions that Pharaoh has been targeting. And Landon powers out of that one as well. These men are giving it their all. Pharaoh is determined to end Landon Kelly careers. Oh my God, half dragon, snap dragon suplex. Again, ref starts her count. And the ref counted up to 3. Landon's got his back to Pharaoh's. Probably not the wisest thing. Pharaoh gets up at 4. And Landon again taking that arm with him. I don't understand. These men are going to leave this match armless. I don't care who is the winner. Somebody's losing some arms here. Ref starts her count. Landon getting fired up. He's getting into it. Are you not entertained, SCW faithful? Pharaoh gets up at 4 again. And oh my God, Pharaoh locks Kelly's curse. Kelly's curse is locked in. And Kelly passes out. The excruciating pain of the Kelly's curse applied. And again, Landon got put in that last time and stayed down at 9. Will this be the end of Landon Kelly? The ref's count is now up to 4. Landon's gotta get up. Will Landon get up? Ref's count is up to 6. 7. 8. Can Kelly get up? And this looks like it could be in. 9. Kelly picks himself up at 9. Pharaoh trying to keep him down, breaking that arm. The chorus of boos delivered to the Pharaoh. Going after that arm again to keep Landon Kelly down. And you got to think, why not go for the Giza cutter instead of Kelly's curse? But Pharaoh's so obsessed that he wants to beat this man with the move that he is named after him. And that may come back to haunt him, as it looks like Landon reverses whatever Pharaoh had planned, outsmarting Pharaoh. And that might have taken the wind out of Pharaoh's sails, as the ref's count is up to 4. 5. Both these men have to be exhausted and armless at this point. Oh my God, ref's count is up to 7. 8. 9. Pharaoh gets up at 9 himself. And Landon going after that arm again. And now Landon's going right back after that sledgehammer and hits Pharaoh in his legs. My God. Ref starts her count. This match, folks, this match, I gotta tell you, literally is down here doing what they can. These two, this long storied history of hatred between these men. Sledgehammer to the back and to the gut. Landon Kelly is taking the sledgehammer to Pharaoh, and he's beating the hell out of Pharaoh with that sledgehammer. And the ref starts her count. At one point, do you not tell the ref to call the cops? I don't think any of this stuff, even if I believe it's fake virtual fighting, you gotta call the police. God damn it! These men are out to try to kill each other. And Pharaoh wisely rolls out of the ring, and wisely gets back in the ring. Backdrop on a trapped backdrop on that arm of Landon Kelly's, and Pharaoh, again, standing over his opponent, waiting for him to get up. He gets up at 4, and Pharaoh picks Landon up, going right back after that arm. Oh my God, dude. All the arm bars, arm submissions, arm shots to both of these men have suffered, but Landon has caught the worst of it, grabbing that arm, writhing in pain, folks. Oh my God! Shot to the back, into the gut again. Landon getting out of the way and finally fights back. And he's going for it. What is this? Oh, the Kelly cutter. And he misses. Almost lands on that sledgehammer. Landon Kelly tried to go for a Kelly cutter. Couldn't get it. As Pharaoh wisely moves out of the way. Landon on the ground. Again, you do these high risk, high reward moves. The key is, and the first things that pop up is high risk, folks. Ref counts up to 8 and Landon Kelly gets up. Pharaoh gets that sledgehammer knocked out of his hand, and now Landon going for a submission move over himself. Cobra clutch. Cobra clutch applied. And Landon just looking to use this as possibly a rest hold and wear down Pharaoh. And Pharaoh got enough of that, gets out of it. And Pharaoh with these kicks, Landon gets out of the way. Oh my God! Bad Dreams cutter delivered, and that could be it. Pharaoh is out. Refs count us up to 2, 3. The crowd is chanting "Fight forever." The refs count is now up to 6, 7, 8. Pharaoh gets up. Pharaoh gets up at the count of 8. I thought it was over, folks. Ow, my God. Landon trying to break that arm of Pharaoh's as well. Folks, this match has been a crazy one. And Pharaoh gets out of the way of Landon's move. And Pharaoh throwing Landon to the corner. Pharaoh picking up that sledgehammer to the corner. Oh my God! Sledgehammer shots to the dome and the chest and the rib area. Oh my God, dude. This is horrendous. I understand you want to have this last man standing match, but you got careers on the lines. This man has a family. Refs count is up to 6, 7. Landon, stay down. Stay down, man. Oh my God. Landon gets back up. Oh my God, what a boot. There's still some fight in Landon. Ref starts her count back up. And Landon, family man, Pharaoh gets back up. And Pharaoh goes for another kick and he lands it. Springboard kick. Keeps Landon down. Will that keep Landon down? I hope Landon stays down. I get it. I understand that you want to continue to embarrass the Pharaoh's career. But if you're going to talk about careers, think of your own, man. Think of your own. You have a family at home. You can't do this. Refs count is up to 6, 7, 8. Kelly gets up at 8, and I can't believe it. How is he still in this fight? And Landon gets hit with another sledgehammer shot from Pharaoh. Please, for the love of God, Landon, stay down. Pharaoh is a sick man and will continue to do sick things until he has conquered his biggest challenge that he's ever had, and that is you, Landon Kelly. Stay down, Landon. Landon gets up at 6, and Pharaoh meets him with a sledgehammer shot to the ribs. Landon Kelly still favoring that arm. My God, man. Refs count is up to 5, and I'm just, at this point, folks, and Kelly gets up, avoids that sledgehammer shot, but gets hit again. And Landon knocking that out. Pharaoh, DDT! The count is over again, starting over. 2. I am a fan just like you folks. I want Landon to be okay. I don't care about who wins this match. I just want this man to come out alive. And it looks like Landon's getting up at 6 again, and Pharaoh going right back after that arm. My goodness. The violence we are witnessing on display because both these men absolutely hate each other. But I feel Landon has more to lose, so the ref count up is up to 3. Landon has more to lose than Pharaoh does, and Pharaoh just got to worry about his ego being hurt, his pride being let asunder. Landon gets up at 5, and Landon goes back up. Kelly Cutter hits! Kelly Cutter hits! Kelly Cutter hits, and the ref starts her count. And could that be it for Pharaoh? As Pharaoh gets up at 4. Pharaoh reverses. Landon getting tossed in the corner by Pharaoh. Pharaoh just tosses him like yesterday's garbage. Pharaoh picks that sledgehammer back up. Ref starts her count. And Pharaoh looking to probably end this without using that sledgehammer. Ref's count is up to 4. And Pharaoh going right back after that arm. Oh my God! Going right back after that arm. Landon, please stay down. Please stay down. Think of your family. Think of your family, Landon. Think of your career. Think of what happens if you could let this match continue. Ref's count is up now to 5. Pharaoh celebrating that he may have just ended his biggest rival's career. Landon gets up at 6. Oh my God, Giza Cutter from the springboard variation of the Giza Cutter hits. And Pharaoh gets his distance. And Pharaoh, my God, Pharaoh gets Pharaoh hits that golden rule to that arm, to the already injured arm of Landon Kelly, and hits a backdrop suplex on Landon Kelly, saying it is over. He is going to end this man's career and possibly his life. Landon, please stay down. The ref's count is up to 5. Stay down 5 more seconds. Please. I am begging you. Ref's count is up to 7. Ref's count is up to 8, and we may have seen the end of Landon Kelly here, folks. 9. Landon gets up at 9. Landon blocks. Landon blocks. Looks like he blocked the Kelly's curse, and now he hits Pharaoh with that DDT, and Pharaoh's on the ground. Ref's count is up to 3. Landon Kelly is not done. He's got that fight. He's got that dog in him, and he's looking to continue that streak, beating Pharaoh. And Landon picks Pharaoh right back up. What's Landon doing? Landon, melatonin shot! Melatonin shot, and that may do it, folks. No! What is Landon doing? Landon looking to go for the bad dreams. He's gonna do it for the 3rd time. Is he gonna hit it? Yes! Bad dreams! Bad dreams hit! That might actually do it. Landon Kelly may have added Pharaoh again and beat him in his own game. Ref's count is now up to 4. 5. 6. Pharaoh is out. 7. 8. Can he do it? 9. And 10. Your winner, Landon Kelly. 5-0, folks. 5-0. What a hellacious match. My God. What a match. The melatonin shot into the bad dreams. Landon Kelly is your victor, and he has become 5-0 against battered, bloody, and bruised. He shows that Pharaoh still may be the biggest joke in SCW history. Giza be praised and be damned when it comes to the house of Landon Kelly. What a match, folks. My God. 5-star matches across. Man, oh man, oh man. But speaking of which, it is now time for our main event of the evening. 4 women have arrived in SCW, being pioneers to Syndicate Championship Wrestling as we open our doors to women and being inclusive to every fan out there who wants to see more wrestling, and we're bringing you that with our women's division. 4 of the biggest up-and-coming stars SCW has to offer when it comes to women's professional wrestling. Lisa Valentine, EVE, Violet Tiger, and Quinn Ventura. Remember those names, as those women are the first ever women to main event a Syndicate Championship Wrestling major event, and it is for everything at stake, folks. One of these women will become the new and the first ever SCW World Women's Champion, and I, for one, can't wait to see who that is. Let's head down to the ring. This could be the biggest match of Lisa Valentine's career here in SCW, as she could become the first ever SCW World Women's Champion. And you gotta say, folks, she's got 3 other women who can actually look to achieve that same goal that she has. And it's gonna be very interesting to see how this all works, because all these women are gonna be determined. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I have no dog in the fight. I had my favorites with Lisa and Quinn Ventura, but now I have no idea. All of these women have came to play, and I'm going to sit here and say I can't wait to see who gets this. But Lisa's got any opportunity just as good as hers. She looks like she's ready for a fight. But speaking of ready for a fight,
and her opponents, first from Accra, Ghana, the Warrior Princess, EVE.
EVE looks like she's ready for war. Decked down in her her armor. Man, I don't think you could wrestle in that, but hey, more power to her. She is looking like she is ready to take out anyone. As the largest woman here in SCW, she will be one of their toughest opponents in this fatal 4-way eliminator match. Again, the rules of this match is fatal. All 4 women are in this ring, and it's elimination style. The last person in the ring wins.
From Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, Violet Tiger.
Violet Tiger showing herself up from Mexico. And the funny thing about it, you may think she's all a luchador, flippity flop, and everything else, like I like to say. But, ladies and gentlemen, Violet Tiger has a violent streak in her. Look at her as he climbs that turnbuckle, like a tiger herself, like a cat. But she is a very violent person. I have done some background checks on this. And as nice and sweet as she looks, she has done a lot of hardcore matches in some parts of Mexico. If you find them on YouTube, go right ahead, because she is probably the toughest woman we have in SCW here. And I, for one, am thankful to have her here in SCW competing for the right to be world champion. And last but not least, the crowd favorite, the fan favorite, the Headhunter herself.
And from San Jose, California, Quinn Ventura has won over the hearts and minds of the SCW faithful. And a lot of people think that she is the favorite here to win the SCW Women's World title. And I gotta say, folks, that's not a bad guess, as the Headhunter herself is looking to collect, and collect she will, as she will try to collect that SCW World Championship and put it around her waist. Folks, I can't tell you enough that I am super excited to watch this match happen, because we have never, in all of my years of calling SCW matches, we have never had a women's championship match, or women in SCW or WGW period. So it is beautiful to see, and I can't wait to see who goes home with that title belt. See, the referee holds it above his head, and now looks like we are ready to go. All four women warming up, and that bell is about to ring, and there we go. And they left no punches. Looks like Quinn and Violet are going straight after each other, and looks like a suplex from each woman. And looks like it, and I'm not gonna lie to you here, I'm gonna be very surprised if all three women do not try to jump EVE to get her out of here, being probably the biggest threat here in SCW. Oh my God, what a headbutt. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna try and keep up with the action as much as possible, but all this pandemonium in the ring. Oh my God, what a kick from Quinn. Quinn is going after the big woman. And oh my God, to the outside, and Quinn is doing what she can to take out EVE. And there's a pinfall, there's our first pinfall. Kick out at 2, and you see on the outside, you see Violet Tiger and Lisa Valentine going at it. And Quinn is going to the outside. She's got a chair. My God. She's with the shits early. And EVE blocks that chair shot. Meanwhile, on the outside, it looks like Lisa Valentine is picked up over Violet Tiger. Looks like Violet Tiger is out here getting styled on by Lisa on the outside. And Quinn, meanwhile, on the inside, is doing what she can to get rid of EVE, and EVE powers out of that. EVE powers out of that. Folks, this is all for those marbles, and these women are gonna, we got a pinfall. No, just a kick out at 1. And Quinn tries to kick Lisa as Lisa's back in the ring, getting that pinfall. And Lisa with a shooting star press in the middle of the ring. And Quinn and Lisa, these two, oh, what a blocked maneuver. She hits that. Both women are out. Code breaker, and both women are out. Quinn Ventura wisely rolls out of the ring. And now it's Lisa, Violet Tiger, and EVE, and now EVE rolls out of the ring. And now it's just Violet Tiger and Lisa Valentine in the ring. Violet tries to pick up that chair, and Lisa goes straight up and hits her with a calf kick. And like I said, I'm going to try and keep up with the pandemonium of this match. There's going to be action all over the place. You got Lisa and Violet in the ring, EVE and Quinn on the outside. DDT! Lisa goes for the pin. 1, 2, kick out at 2. And Lisa going to that top rope. Could she be doing that moonsault? Oh, she does the moonsault and gets hit. And what a maneuver. Violet goes for a drop kick. She hits it. Lisa gets out of the way. And Lisa gets back on that turnbuckle. Lisa with that arm drag. And EVE on the outside, looking to throw Quinn around. And Lisa with that chair. Oh
Oh my God! Lisa hits EVE with that chair and proceeds to beat EVE with it. Quinn not having that either. Lisa, sling blade on the outside. Oh my God, drop kick on the outside, and all 4 women are now on the outside. And Lisa's taking it to anyone and everyone who's stepping up. And it looks like Lisa is getting thrown back into the ring by Violet for her troubles. And all 3 women are on the outside. And Lisa, oh my God! Suicide dive by Lisa Valentine. It takes out EVE. My God, what a daredevil. And Lisa going after, oh my God, DDT. Again on the outside. And EVE, of course, getting those shots in. And Lisa's just going after everyone. Oh my God, I thought it was a suplex onto the chair. EVE gets tossed back into the wing by Quinn. Quinn going all the actions on the outside, and EVE's got back on the outside too. Got Violet on her shoulders. What's she doing? Oh my God! Oh my God! Just everything. Oh my! It's so crazy here on the outside. EVE's the only one standing. And Violet Tiger stomping on EVE. Quinn Ventura looking to get off of the barricade. And EVE, oh my God, hair whip into the ground, and hair whips again. It's probably one of those times EVE's probably glad she doesn't have hair. She's now taking out all women. Hair pull to the ground, and EVE's finally thrown back into the ring. Quinn gets back in the ring. Quinn and EVE going back and forth. Quinn fighting off EVE. And EVE trying to show her strength with a suplex. And she goes for a pinfall. One. EVE could not get it. And Quinn kicks out of that. She's desperately trying to climb herself to the corner. And what is this? EVE drops her from the corner. Quinn beside herself. Quinn gets kicked. Quinn kicks EVE. We got a pinfall. 1, 2. Kick out at 2. Quinn kicks out at, Quinn goes for a pinfall on EVE, and EVE kicks out at 2. And Violet Tiger's in the ring with the stop sign. The stop sign gets knocked out of her hand and is on the outside of the ring. All 4 women are now back in the ring, and EVE plants Quinn on the ground, and Quinn just gets right back up. Backstabber delivered to EVE from Lisa. Lisa trying to avoid any and all these moves. Each woman is trying to find their way to capitalize on each other. And again, this is an elimination match. So anyone can go for these pinfalls, and no one's gonna break it up. And Violet Tiger, Violet has got a ladder, and we got a pinfall powerbomb delivered from EVE. Pinfall on Lisa Valentine. And Lisa kicks out. And EVE could be going for that spear. And Lisa doesn't know where she is. She gets speared. Spear connects. And we got a pinfall. 1, 2. Kick out at 2. Lisa Valentine kicks out at 2. And that may have saved her chances of becoming SCW Women's Champion. And we got a neck breaker from Violet Tiger. Violet Tiger tries to drop kick from Quinn, and Quinn blocks it. And Quinn, oh my God, Headhunter. She hits it. 1, 2, kick out at 2. Violet kicks out. She tried to go for that Headhunter headshot. Doesn't get it, and now EVE's trying to clear the ring. You got a chair, and Lisa kicks the chair out of EVE's hands. And EVE throwing Quinn to the ropes. Oh my God, power slam. We got a pinfall. 1, 2, kick out at 2. It looks like Lisa survives again. Oh my God, and Quinn There's a table in the ring. There is a chair in the ring. There is everything. Oh my God. Suplex on the table. Oh my God. And they're just, Quinn and Violet are going after EVE one after another. And EVE wisely rolls out of the wing, and Quinn chair shot to Violet. Violet goes for another drop kick, misses. And Quinn, oh my God, what a lariat from Quinn. EVE throws Lisa back into the ring, and EVE is trying to clear that ring, and Lisa, oh my God, Lisa gets planted with a German reversal by EVE. And it's just Lisa and Violet in the ring, and it looks like Quinn just clocked EVE with that stop sign. Oh my God, neckbreaker onto the chair. Violet Tiger taking out Lisa and beating the hell out of her with that chair. My God. Again, like I said, her name is Violet Tiger, but you should call her Violet Tiger. And oh my God, what's this? 450 connects. 450 connects. 1, 2, 3. Lisa Valentine is the first person eliminated, and now we're down to 3 women. 3 women are left, and that is Quinn, EVE, and Violet Tiger. And Quinn and Violet are in the ring, and what a spine buster from Quinn. Tiger doesn't know where she's at. EVE's back in the ring. EVE throws Quinn into the corner. And now throws Quinn back into the corner again with a clothesline. Oh, nice neck breaker. Oh my God! Violet hits EVE with that stop sign. My goodness. The masked woman is not anyone to play with. As Quinn now gets back into the ring. Quinn going with these kicks in the corner. And EVE rushing to that corner, and Quinn breaks that up. And EVE showing off her strength. Oh my God. Tossing Quinn down and brings the knee down. EVE showing that she is also not a woman to be played with. As EVE goes after Quinn. Oh my God, deep 6! Deep 6 connects. And what? Violet Tiger accidentally broke up that pinfall. Quinn Ventura could have been pinned. And it looks like Quinn lives to see another day, as EVE and Quinn are going back at it. And EVE sends Quinn to the ropes and hits Quinn with a clothesline. EVE picks up that stop sign. Tries to clock Violet with it. Violet knocks it out of her hands. Violet Tiger now getting her second win about her. Taking out EVE and looking to take out Quinn. Neckbreaker onto the stop sign. We got a pinfall. Will this be it? 1, 2. Kick out at 2. Kick out at 2. Violet Tiger trying to go for that pinfall. What she got planned now? Looking to set up a double team move. Oh my God, both women punched the hell out of Quinn Ventura. And Violet Tiger is trying to get these maneuvers off, but she can't hit them. And EVE and Violet are just the only 2 left in the ring. We got another clothesline delivered. Oh my God, she throws that stop sign onto Violet Tiger. And Quinn now back in the ring. Clocks Violet. No, excuse me, clocks EVE. And EVE's down. And Quinn shoulder checks Violet. Now it's just Quinn and it's like it was just Quinn and EVE. And Quinn looking to put EVE in a sleeper. And Violet's got to know not to break this up. This is elimination, not fatal 4-way. If EVE's gone, that's one last person you got to worry about. And Quinn's got that thing locked in tight. But EVE breaks out of it. And EVE just hits Quinn with a drop kick, and Quinn rolls out of the ring, and EVE hits Violet with a powerbomb. 1, 2. Kick out at 2. Violet Tiger could met her in. Deep 6. Onto the chair. 1. The Repkins get in position. 1, 2, 3. It is now down to Quinn, Ventura, and EVE. Valentine's has been eliminated. And there's that neck breaker. She put away Lisa Valentine with it. We got to pin for 1, 2. Kick out at 2. EVE kicks out at 2. I thought we had a new champ. What is Quinn doing? Quinn setting up that table. Oh my God. She's setting up that table. Is she planning to put EVE through it? Oh my God, that tail. Oh my, the tailbone. Sheesh. And oh my God, EVE clocks Quinn with that stop sign. And EVE continues to pick up that stop sign and use it against Quinn. Oh my God. I did not expect this. And Quinn just gets up and hits EVE with the clothesline. Now Quinn's got the stop sign. And Quinn just throws the stop sign and EVE just gets out of the way. What a headbutt. These two women are going after it all one by one. She just throws that stop sign against Quinn again. And she picks him up. EVE picks up Quinn and plants her. The Northern Lights variation, but we got a pinfall. 1, 2, kick out at 2. EVE trying to put away Quinn there. And could she be going for, no, EVE's going for just more vicious attacks against Quinn. And Quinn doesn't know where she's at, but EVE's looking to set her up against that table. Quinn powers out of that. And Quinn and EVE going back and forth, back and forth. Oh my God. Quinn trying to regain her balance, rolls out of the ring. And EVE tries to get her back in. And Quinn, oh, what nice little kick to get separation. And we got a roll up. Roll up, EVE with the roll up. 1, 2, we got a new champ. No, kick out at 2. And EVE stalking her opponent like a lioness in the jungle. And EVE, oh my God, but Quinn kicking out of that, going for that attack to the back of EVE. Now we got a neck breaker. Quinn Ventura, oh my God, throwing EVE against the table. She picks up that stop sign and tries to throw, oh my God. I thought she hit her with that stop sign and I thought EVE fell through the table. But it looks like that just was a mishap. And EVE and Quinn back and forth. The crowd is loving it. And what is Quinn doing? Quinn gets her leg trapped by EVE and EVE just clothesline her outside of the ring. EVE's got that stop sign. That will be the tail of the tape, folks. How often did that stop sign get in use and shit ain't been stopped? EVE is telling Quinn to get on up. We got a shoulder tackle. She connects it. Shoulder tackle from EVE. Quinn is slow to get up. EVE's got the higher ground and Quinn just rolls back into the ring and EVE got her. German suplex. We got a pinfall. 1, 2, kick out at 2. EVE is beside herself. She thought she had it. And the knee drop delivered to Quinn. Both these women know what's at stake, so they're doing everything in their power to survive. And it looks like EVE may be the one to come out on top as Quinn is trying to fight back and she gets a stop sign to her back. My goodness. Quinn trying to gain composure, climbing back into the turnbuckle. Once this EVE putting Quinn in the trio. Whoa, and she goes to choke her out. Oh my God. And Quinn finally trying to get up. She gets advantage. And no, EVE throwing those elbow shots, forearm shots to Quinn Ventura. And she's looking like she's going for that spear again. And she hits it. She got a spear. And we got a new champ, folks. 1, 2. Quinn Ventura kicks out. 2.999. Quinn Ventura kicks out of the spear. And she can't believe it. EVE can't believe it. Even to the point she's going outside for that kendo stick. And Quinn says no to that. And Quinn picking EVE up, showing a sign of strength here. Snake Eyes into the corner. Going after that arm. And Quinn, the crowd is into it. And EVE just blocks her at the path with a headbutt of her own. And Quinn now. Quinn is up. Quinn putting EVE on the ropes. And going for a quick little choke there. Ref's got to call that. One of these women will be champions. And I don't know who it's going to be. Both women are shown, like Quinn is showing the fight, but EVE is showing the strength. Showing that with that air drop. And look at this. Speaking of strength, oh my God, what a press slam. And EVE showing straight dominance in this fatal four-way. Look like she's going to pick up that kendo stick again to keep Quinn down. EVE's probably taking a breather there as Quinn is still down. Is EVE thinking about using that kendo stick? She probably is. As Quinn Ventura gets up and Quinn slowly runs and gets in the corner. Quinn, oh my God, she uses the kendo stick in the corner. And it throws the kendo stick down. What's Quinn doing? Quinn, knee strike to the corner. EVE could be out, and Quinn picks that kendo stick back up and goes on the offensive. Hits EVE for that measure. What's she got planned? Oh my God, could this be another headshot? Headshot onto the chair. We got a new champ, folks. 1, 2, 3. Your winner and new SCW's Women's Champion, Quinn Ventura. She has done it. She has survived a hellacious match with 3 other women to become your new SCW Women's World Champion. My gracious, what a match. What a match. What a main event. Quinn Ventura has set a milestone here in SCW, becoming the first woman ever in SCW history to have gold and become the first ever SCW World Women's Champion. Congratulations to her. The crowd is in love. The fan favorite has won, and Malice in Wonderland. Folks, thank you all for tuning in. I'm Shaggy Black. We will catch you next week here on this YouTube channel.